Yo, GingePoker here. Welcome to a new video series that I'm going to be doing where I'm going to be taking a look at some live poker hands and give you my opinion on what these guys are doing, whether they're good at poker, whether they're bad at poker, whether they're a fish, whether they shouldn't be in this game anymore. I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm going to say it as I see it, and you can watch along with me and see if you agree.
To be fair, I would have called you without the speech.
I know. I understand.
Ball has a pretty clear open here, even with the straddle. Five-handed, pretty standard open with King Jack.
I feel like the speech all-in is really strong, though.
We'll see. The whole time I'm just like, shove spine.
LaForbes, 7-6 suited on the button. Dead money behind. Definitely a mix between all three options. I doubt this guy is planning on folding. Imagine he feels a little bit stung. Calling or three betting is fine here.
Shove's fine.
I can't imagine this guy folds, but I also don't mind. Folding's fine too, though. When I'm in these spots with 7-6 suited, especially playing live poker, I tend to judge it based on the field behind me. So behind him now, he's got two regs and then a fish in the straddle. Sorry, Ding. With the fish in the straddle is better than having the reg in the straddle because the reg in the straddle is more likely to continue correctly. So this one I may choose to call. But for example, if we have Ben Lamb in the straddle or Justin in the straddle, then I might three bet a bit more. So I might just change my frequencies based on the little bit of information I can actually use. But I imagine this guy's going to three bet.
You get a lot of good work with that, man.
38 minutes.
Not fair.
I mean, it's a good time to get. You never know.
Pretty clear fold from Lamb, Young, and Ding. And King Jack, let's face it, it's just a fold. It's an offsuit hand. Been three bet. We should just move on with our lives. But I guess we're seeing this hand for a reason.
DJ three betting the suited connector on the button.
You guys really like this.
All right, so we get a four bet here. I mean, don't get me wrong, four betting is a thing, and four betting is definitely a thing you should be doing cutoff versus button, but we can't just randomly choose to do it. We need to control our frequency, and we need to use proper ranges. And just having the offsuit King Jack, it's not the worst hand to choose, but it's also not the best. It's just a fold, whatever. It's just, he's doing what he wants. It's his money, he's doing what he wants. And obviously 7-6 suited should fold to the four bet, but people just don't do that.
Just double check here. I don't want to do like he did. Sure.
I'm going to put some in my pocket first.
What's going through his head here? Is he going, 7-6 suited is a three bet and then fold to a four bet, especially with these stack size? Or are we just going, I don't want to fold. 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 Can I call? Can I call? Is it too big? Is it too big? Call. Does anyone see him doing anything else other than call? Yeah, here it is.
DJ wants to gamble. Calls the extra 6,400 and we've got over 21,000 in the middle.
Let's just be clear. There is a big difference between calling a three bet in position with 7-6 suited and calling a four bet. Like massive. Like at least in a three pot, you've got more room to like float streets. In a four pot, we're pretty much all in by the turn. What are you going to have on the turn? A pair? You're not really going to make that many flushes by the turn. So it's really important to bear that in mind and have all the streets to be able to get to the river. Like you can call four bets if we're deeper, but we're 30k effective here and we've just put 10k in each pre. Don't do that with 7 high.
Top pair.
And I'm going to put money on the fact that this guy's going to check because he's going to puss out because he's got a weak top pair. But you should just be range C betting this for like a quarter.
For Scott, backdoor prospects.
Especially with 15k, I think check is actually not that bad. It's more of a tournament spot now than a cash game spot. Check. I actually would love check here with the stack sizes. The reason I'm saying that is because we're getting the money in two streets. Our hand doesn't need that much protection because we have the Jack of Diamonds. And we're shallow anyway. So it's not like we need to get all the money in three streets. And we don't have a hand that wants to do it anyway. And we have diamond protection. And the way this hand is going to make more money, instead of just getting it in when the guy's got a better hand than us, like with King, Queen, and maybe Ace, King, and I don't know, whatever else you can have, like traps, then maybe we get some bluff money. And this hand would really suit getting some bluff money when it hasn't got the best of kickers in a four-bet pot. What sizing did he make it here? And as you can see, like way ahead, way behind, 91% when he's ahead.
What is this?
Thank you.
Whiskey in a glass. What?
It's warm love.
He says, what kind? He's like me. It's bad.
Not sure.
The guy is literally thinking about calling this bet. This is pure terrible. Did they say he's a cash game pro?
Oh.
This is just ultimate pure stubbornness. This is pure terrible. Yes, you've got a backdoor flush draw. Yes, you've got a backdoor straight draw. It does not matter because you can't. If you hit, you're gonna get like 10% of the pot. Like because the guy's got no money left behind. Like fair enough. If you're like $1 million deep here, it's definitely a call. But here it's just like your implied value comes when they have money to give you when you get there. Plus, I just can't. I just
It's not
can't.
incredibly good, but it's certainly bad.
This call is horrendous.
I'm using
Cheers, guys.
I'm using
Calls the extra 6,500.
Oh, he's hit a 6 now, boys. This fucking got a 6.
Fuck yeah.
Now a little bit of trouble as he drinks a 6.
I don't, you want a glass too?
This guy's celebrating before he's even won the hand. This guy's probably thinking, King Jack, I've got the fucking nuts now, baby. He's got $8,000 left with top bet. Also here, again, yes, putting $8,000 in here to a $34,000 pot may seem like a fist pump thing to do here with top pair. It's actually not. Because if the guy is floating this wide, the guy is floating with like 7-6 suited, that means the guy's going to be floating with, I don't know, fucking ace-5 and ace-3 and ace-deuce and pocket 7s and all sorts of fucking nonsense. Most of his nonsense, you just have crushed and he's going to have to fold. He's obviously going to call off here with 7-6 because it's 8,000 into fucking whatever and go, oh fuck, oh, hit a 6, oh no.
Oh fuck, oh, hit a 6, oh no.
You can definitely check here. Always try and make the most money. The most money, even though you've got a small amount left, could still be to check. I don't imagine people think about checking enough here with the small amount of money they have. But let's see what he does.
That looks a little deeper than a 2-finger pour there.
Ooh, I'll take that back. He checked. All right, so the guys checked to us in a forward pot. We're now like, fuck, pray for ace queen, pray for fucking, because he's not, like, with this much money, he's not folding queens or jacks. He's just going to be like, oh, fuck, I hope you got a flush draw. So we're not bluffing here with the 6. We're just going to be like, fuck, ace queen, hope for the fucking best here.
The best bar.
Zero research.
I wonder what he's thinking.
Remember the last time?
What? What? This guy, what is he doing?
Played, like we had like one.
Oh, this is, oh no, you've called. What did you expect? Yeah, fuck, he folded ace queen. That was a great play. Like, Jesus Christ. There's just no words for how bad this is. This was just bad on almost every street. King Jack I didn't love, but I think post flop he's played it reasonably well. 7-6 has just been a disaster, and I don't know. This person does not think about poker properly.
Pretty sure I'm dead there.
Once or twice?
I only go one time.
Okay, I just have a king.
Twice is for broke people.
Little bit of a ego. Twice is for broke people is what he said. Ooh, I've got losing money. That's why I play so shit at poker. Ooh.
Damn, you just called me broke.
Hi, Sam. God, you have a big hand. I'll take a 6 or a 7 here.
DJ blasts it in there, knows he's beat, and says he only runs it once.
Imagine if poor people were the only people good at poker. Imagine, oh, you must be poor because you're really good at poker.
That was my favorite line ever. You just flipped over 6 and said once is for broke people.
No, I said twice. Twice is for broke people.
Twice it's for broke people.
What a hero. I'm definitely losing. For sure.
Dealer, show this.
Yeah, Paul's loving this. He's the guy you're about to double up from this guy. Like, of course, yeah, carry on, buddy. You're my hero.
Put this side of the table first and just like slow. So Ben and I know what's going to happen for everyone.
Just give me 3 side, or yeah.
Oh, you should pass him the card and let him sweat it. Please now.
And that's over. Also, side lesson, always be nice to the fish.
Fish are friends, not food.
So, you know, call them your heroes and be nice to them, but, you know, don't laugh at them like I am. I'm not there, though. Like, in real life, I'm a really nice guy.
For 50K pot.
Remember, you're the once guy. I'm the broke guy.
Hi.
Yeah, but don't be a douche.
Welcome back to Poker After Dark, where we just saw Damian DJ LaForbes lose his stack after running it just once against Scott Ball, but they both seem to have a good laugh about it.
Oh, and this guy's a poker pro from Texas. All this is telling me is I need to go to Texas.
This is the last call for Mr.
GingePoker.
for flight 18182.
Texas.
So our 1-2 no-limit game has suddenly turned into a triple straddle.
Now we got the 1600 straddle on, which is interesting because in some places, not all places, they don't let you straddle on the button. So always clarify that rule. I personally don't like that people get to straddle the button because it allows you to outlast pre-flop and post-flop, and it's kind of a huge edge. So if you do get to straddle the button, do it. There's also some weird things in some places where you can Mississippi straddle, which means you can straddle for any position, and they let you just straddle on the button. So any place that lets you do that, just do it. Just straddle the button all the time. It's the place where you're going to win the most money, and you just get to play pots twice the size. Like, clearly straddle the button. But yeah, looks like the Forbes is going for it. 800 for ball to call here. Again, like we just said in the last hand, calling is definitely something that you want to be doing quite frequently. This hand is just way too strong though. If you are calling a lot and not raising a lot, your raise size needs to be quite big. But obviously now it becomes a little bit more of a tournament thing with stack sizes. Let's assume they're both 40k deep before the hand. Well, how many bigs are we playing if we got 40k deep? Not that many, right? So if it's not that many bigs, we're probably raising to like 7k here and calling off. I don't know, 6k or something big anyway.
Something big.
It's like
prison rules, we can do it. Let's go.
I don't know how to play tournament.
Prison rules. I've never played prison rules.
I like pillow fighting more. Do that?
Prison rules sounds real scary, man.
I'm telling you right now, no matter what, I'm not folding.
So he raises to min, which is, I want to say pure retard, but I don't want to be mean.
What a retard.
But like the guy, he's literally not supposed to fold anything. Think about all the dead money in there. The guy's got position on you. Now, forget all that. Forget all that. The fact that you have a good hand, like, first principles of poker, let's make as much money as possible. That's literally all we're trying to do here. If he's got a good hand, you should raise, almost, this is a good function to think about. You should raise as much as the guy's still going to call with the worst hand. If you raise with King Jack, the guy's got a call because of all the dead money. With all the hands like King 8, King 7, like King 2 suited for sure. So if you can put loads of money in versus King 2 suited pre-flop and he's still going to pay you that money, then that's just basically free money for you in the long run when you've got a good hand. So to min raise, which is already retarded because the guy's just got the perfect price, basically any 2 cards, plus he has position on you, is, I'm just going to say, it's pure retarded.
Folding.
Okay, that's fair.
Folding is not an
I'm
option.
okay with that, actually.
Okay.
The Forbes agrees folding's not an option, and it isn't.
No matter what, I'm not folding.
Not for a min raise. With all that dead money in the pot, that's for sure.
You know later.
DJ will have position on this King Jack suited. 7,300 already in the pot.
Bingo! So on the flop here, we should have a very clear C bet for King Jack. It's got a gut shot, backdoor flush draw, 1 overcard. I imagine blind on blind when range is super wide. You don't have to bet super big here. You can if you want to. I would choose a reasonably small size, especially with stack sizes. I imagine the stack sizes are pretty shallow relative to the pot here. So 64, 7K in the pot, something like that. I'm probably betting like $2,500 here. And 9-7, the SPR is going to come into play here. If the SPR is such that I can just get it in on the turn, I'm probably not going to raise. But if I need to raise at some point, I'm probably going to raise more often on the flop just because I'm not blocking any of his like gut shots that continue, which he's got. So I'll probably raise, if he makes 2.5K here, I'll probably raise like 6K. But it all depends on stack size a little bit there.
And bottom 2 pair for DJ up against the gut shot straight draw and backdoor hearts.
Well,
All right, so we got bet around half pot, I think. And then we get an insta raise. Come on, guys. Like, take your time. If you're going to bluff, you're going to think about it. You know, this is high-stakes poker. We should be taking this game a little bit seriously. As for the size, the 3,500, I don't hate the size that much. Like, sizing up to, like, slightly more is fine. But don't do that because you have a bluff. And don't, you know, change it because you got value, because you got bluff. Like, we see the guy bet super small when he had a bluff. And now he's being slightly bigger with, like, a weird kind of gut shot. And he's out of position. If anything, you want to bet smaller when you're out of position because you're going to win the pot less often. So, anyway, let's see what sizing you made it. If he made it like 10K, we're probably just folding. If he makes it less than 10K, it's going to be close. Probably have to call one. And obviously, we're deeper. We'll probably call more often.
well, shoot. I think you're gonna win this one, man.
So the guy's raised to 20K, which is fucking massive. I hate losing pots too. Don't raise big just because you're scared of losing. The correct answer is how much can I raise to make him sure that he calls with a worse hand? If the guy is now just folding his gut shots, obviously we're protecting our hand a little bit, but I still want him to pay me sometimes with them. Like, I don't just want him to fold everything. I don't want him to only continue when he's got a good hand. Yeah, he's probably not folding his queen, but so what? That means we called him anyway. Like, I want to get money from King Jack sometimes. Because imagine King Jack hits a king, then we're basically getting all the money in. So raising to like 6,000-7,000 here, maybe slightly bigger, maybe like 9,000 would have made a lot of sense here with these kind of stacks. And then you can pretty much basically up to you what you want to do on the turn, then see what happens. But yeah, this raise size is massive, and King Jack's got a pretty easy fold. So thank you for making it so big.
All right, guys. No, I'm just playing.
Here you go.
Here, I just want to show, because this was like pretty cool how this worked out. I just want to show. I just want to show. Okay. It's pretty.
Cash Game Pro, apparently, playing $1,600 straddle games. I'm just going to leave that there.
So what we learned is whoever straddles the most,
Yes.
it gets the best hand.
This is true, yeah. Just blind straddle.
You know, just imagine like Justin Young and Ben Lamb just rubbing their fingers, just watching every single one of these hands going, what the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going on?
No waiting for DJ as he
I'm
puts
not-
the raise
I'm not
in.
making it 800.
Charismatic guy.
Only the 16.
We won it last year, and now they moved his handicap down 6 and mine down 2, just to make sure we have no chance to win. They completely muted us.
I really want to take that seat. Okay, ding, we've got a made hand here in the small blind. Don't forget there's 3 blinds here, so we're not going to be playing the small blind very often. But when we do raise, we want to be raising fairly chunky here, because we got 2 players to get out the pot that we're out of position against. I mean, I'm thinking at least 1,600, probably closer to 2,000, so maybe 1,800 is the size here.
I watch people play on the internet and they just raise with it a lot. So like I thought it was good.
If it's suited, it's a 4x hand and ultimate hold'em.
See? Wait, we're not playing ultimate hold'em?
No.
16 I'm fine with, and then in position with Queen 6 of spades with some dead money in the big blind, I think we're just going to click the call button here.
I'm stuck already.
Wasn't even playing the right game.
That's right.
Or better than normal hold'em in Alex Ding's case. Ace Queen suited up against Queen 6.
So obviously we do want to be 3-betting reasonably wide, blind on blind. Straddle versus small blind, we probably don't want to just take a random queen 6 suited here. I mean, I'm not going to say this is never going to be a thing because I haven't looked at like straddle versus small blind ranges, but let's just bear in mind that small blind is not raising very often here. Like the small blind is pretty strong. So I probably would rather have some kind of ace-x blocker. Queen suited, she's not going to be that bad. Like you can't go completely wrong with this, but you know, I've seen a few hands. This ding guy doesn't seem to be drastically out of line. He's limp calling king 5 suited. I probably need more of a reason to do this, to be honest. And I think calling is just never going to be bad, whereas 3-betting might be bad. So with that information, that I don't have the information that I need to make the 3-bet, I'm usually going to call. So I don't like this.
DJ playing back.
Pretty clear call with ace queen suited. You don't want to 4-bet this because you're then going to isolate yourself versus only better hands. As you can see, the guy's got queen 6 suited. Let him stay in the pot. Hit a queen, buddy. Let's go.
Timing is rough. And in comes the 4-bet.
So do not 4-bet just because you got a pretty hand.
You think I'm pretty?
Think of it like this. When we 4-bet, we're not playing against his 3-betting range anymore. We're playing against his range of hands that continues versus a 4-bet. So if we just fold out all the worst hands and continue with all his better hands, then that doesn't really do anything for us. So yeah, he may continue in this particular spot with like some king queen suited and ace jack suited. We're also folding out all his king queen offs. We're folding out his queen 6 suited. So there's probably way more benefit just calling ace queen suited here, in my opinion. And there's just no need to Hollywood. You're allowed to bluff, so you're allowed to just snap fold and just tell everyone you're bluffing. It's like not a big deal. Like what you shouldn't really have marginal decisions that often pre-flop because you should just know your ranges. So the fact that he's thinking about this, going, "Oh, I'll let you have this one," yeah, just fucking move on, buddy. All right, so this is just pure punting. This is a terrible call. I don't know what. Okay, I thought this hand was over, but I was wrong, and this is horrendous. This changes what I said about the 4-bet from ace queen. If the guy is actually still calling queen 6 suited to 4-bets, fucking put the money in, son. Like, well played.
Charity poker tournament.
This is just pure whale, terrible poker. Here's why it's bad. If you 3-bet pre-flop, let's say you're bluffing, and the guy 4-bets you, you don't then call with your bluffs. That's just not how to think about the game. Like, what is going on here? All that's happening here is he's gone, ah, fuck. He's got me back here. And fuck, I'm not going to fucking fold. I'm going to get him. And America.
DJ undeterred makes the call.
Come on, Ding. All right, so we 4-bet pre. We probably want to be continuing on most boards because we've got pretty strong range to 4-bet, and we want to choose a fairly small sizing. You made it 11k pre, so let's say the pot's 22. I'm probably going like 5.5, 6,000 on the flop. I would expect queen 6 to fold here. Now, I wouldn't hate queen 6 to call if it had a backdoor flush draw versus a small size, but as we know, he's got queen 6 of spades. That's the one, you know, you can continue with queen 6 of diamonds. I can't believe we're talking about queen 6 here, but you can continue maybe with some backdoor flush draw ones, and that's how you control your frequencies a little bit. It's just use the ones with backdoor flush draws, but the spade one just absolutely should fold. I can't imagine we've got a player here that calls with queen 6 suited pre that's going to fold with a backdoor straight draw, but I'm just saying that's how professionals think about it.
Either player connects with the paired
Be interested to see if Ding checks though.
2,000.
I would just bet if I'm Ding.
Okay.
You get time break.
Okay. You don't have to. I'm gonna make you go for 2.
Don't mind the sizing.
15.
This was not my best moment pre-flop.
It was not your best moment, sir. It was not.
Grew up in Dallas, went to school here, live in LA now.
Cool.
Okay, he makes money in LA. Even better. I need to go there.
That's probably a dangerous place to go to college.
Yeah, I feel like
That's
a
why
very
I'm
dangerous
that's why
place
I'm
to go to
doing this now. That's why I have an addiction to the craps table and things like that, you know. Yeah.
So pretty clear open with the jacks.
Jacks for Damien.
Grinding 4-8 hold'em at Boulder Station 20 years ago.
So we have a 3-bet here from Ben Lamb, which queen 9 off, which is again terrible. I imagine that some people might try and justify this by saying that we're trying to isolate the fish, but you don't play poker badly just to play poker against bad players. That's just not a thing. This is just a fold pre. This is completely out of line and should not be a thing.
Lamb
Justin,
picking
you
a
go
bad time to play back.
I did, yeah. I was an engineer for a hand.
Ding is also in an unfortunate spot here. You don't expect Ben Lamb to be out of line here. You can occasionally call 4-bet this one, especially if you think the button's opening wide and the small blind's 3-betting too wide. Now, we can clearly see that the small blind's 3-betting too wide. We don't know that in game. We're going to not assume that until we see that. So we're probably going to mainly fold here with Ding. Even though we want to play the hand, mainly folding. We could probably call for this, like, I don't know, something like 25% of the time, something like that.
25%?
25%?
Alex wanted to play this king jack suited, but
Yeah, I want you to play it too, buddy, but see you later.
Never once showed up.
Now, pocket jacks here, on the other hand, is going to have to 4-bet sometimes. But let's think about it. Against the small blind probably 4-betting a bit less. Because, again, like we said, the small blind isn't going to get super out of line with 2 players behind. It's going to be tighter than a normal small blind. So we're 4-betting a bit less than we normally would. And we wouldn't always 4-bet this 100% bottom versus small blind anyway. So given it's not always 100% and I don't expect this guy to be out of line, I'm going to lean on calling quite a bit. And then versus the player that I'm like, this is the guy that I can 4-bet against, just do it against those guys. So maybe 4-betting this like 25%, but then just choosing the guy I'm doing it against. That's how I'm going to mix that. And here I just usually call. But obviously, if I can see the cards, maybe it's still cool. If I can see the cards, I just wait to see what the flop was and then hope the flop was 9 high.
Showed up and got 50,000 taken away from me.
That's true. What kind of engineering?
Mechanical.
Okay.
Worked for the Department of Defense for...
Like, fair enough, you want to play big pots versus fish, but you also want to have good cards. Like, for example, say your bottom of your 3-bet range here is King Jack suited, and you start 3-betting King 10 suited because the guy plays too wide. That's a reasonable adjustment, but to go all the way down to Queen 9 off when the guy's just not folding like Queen 10 is a little bit of a bad play.
All 3.
And we do find the call with jacks.
6 is in about 2 for Young.
Oh, it really was.
Checks out his stack size.
You could be lazy and...
It's got like 31k behind, and we got
They
trips.
didn't
So,
care too much.
what the fuck do I know? Well done. This is just going to be a very small c-bet here, and then the Forbes is a choice between raising and calling with jacks when they need a bit of protection. You know, on this board, if Ben Lamb bets small, we're going to raise 5s through to jacks at some frequency. Jacks less because they need less protection than 5s do, and 5s a lot more. With a jack of diamonds, if we're going to mix, we'll probably mix that into call. So, for example, if you raise here, you want to call by worse. So the hands that you can call with worse are going to be backdoor diamonds, backdoor clubs, and the hands we need to protect against are going to be his flush draws. So having the jack of diamonds, jack of clubs is going to be the perfect one to just call, but you should raise it sometimes. And yeah, pretty easy c-bet for Ben.
2 days worth of work over a week and not get in trouble.
What sizing has he done here?
Wasted government.
So he's got a quarter. I think he's done that because he's hit trips. I think his natural size here is a 3rd. I think he sized down just to really induce the action. I think that's a little bit face up, but again, you don't have to care about that if you're playing against a weaker player. He's not really going to notice that you're mixing up your sizes. But I'm probably more likely to raise versus that. But again, I've got the perfect suits to just call here. So again, don't mind raise or call though.
Government money, but yeah, it was.
Raise to 11,000.
And he does raise. So again, a mega raise here. There's absolutely no reason to mega raise this. Like again, you're raising for value. You need the guy to call with the worst hand. You want the guy to float you with ace king, ace queen. Yes, they've got 25% or whatever percent, 12% on the turn to hit against you, but we don't just play poker to make people fold out 12%. We play poker to make people call with 12%, but we know that we're making money from that. Now here, Ben Lamb has a choice obviously between going all in and calling, and it's pretty clear just call for me because we have the queen of diamonds. So again, he's less likely to call off with some sort of combo draw because we block that, and we don't care as much about the diamond coming, and the fact that he'll be bluff raising us because we made it so small. I think all roads just lead to call here. Call, small card, check. He goes all in, and we call.
He has back.
So just pretty easy call here.
The pot on.
I'm gonna call.
Call.
Very nice call from Ben. His post flop's been absolutely on
Try to
point
get the
so
rest
far.
of DJ's chips.
And a fantastic turn. No flush draw. It's going to be pretty clear check and then jam and then call here.
I apologized.
All in.
All in. Call.
God.
What is that?
And he is right to be a little bit upset to see Queen 9 off here because let's face it, that's not a thing.
Big hand.
That's the Ben Lamb special.
The Ben Lamb special.
Let's see, this guy asked for twice now. And maybe he's broke now.
Is it? Can't
Nice
see.
hand.
Queen 9.
Nice.
This is Ben Lamb just sheepishly like looks away when everyone's like, Queen 9? Queen 9? And he's like,
Just give him the chips. Just give him the chips.
DJ rips it all in on the turn. Lamb snap calls, and as
Let
we
me
know,
think
DJ will run it only once. This time in an almost $75,000 pot. And he's only got one out as the Jack of Spades was already in the muck from Alex Ding.
I'm gonna
And Lamb
I should've folded
claims
that.
another pelt.
I'll just get
While
Ginge
DJ digs into his pocket, Justin Young is heading to the bar for our first confession cam appearance of the season.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Ben Lamb, just his whole life is just perfect. That's it.
He's perfect. Perfect in every way.
Just no matter what he does, just everything he touches, pure gold. It's fantastic. I'm sure I played bad, but I don't think so. Just Ben being a luck box. What a joke.
I think there was an American way of trying to say, or Canadian, wherever this guy's from, of saying that Ben Lam just made a bad play and got lucky. And he doesn't want to say Ben Lam's a fish. He just wanted to say Ben Lam runs really good. I think that's their version of like backhanded compliments. But Ben Lam made a mistake pre there. That was not a good thing. And got there and then made all the money. But don't get into like the, oh, yeah, but he got paid, because it's all relative. Like, long term, that's not going to work.
Can we all just take turns to the confessional, like bitching about Ben Lam, please?
That was a better
This is a
joke.
game won by pairs.
Sure.
Well, Andrew and Antonio didn't waste any time jumping right into the action. More big pots and perhaps some more camaraderie after this.
What do you now, everybody?
38% unemployment. No cocktail waiters for the job. $500 is a whole different story. Well, that's how you go.
Antonio on the double straddle. It's an amazing game. We got 4 fish in the game. Great. Good idea. Just put as many straddles in as you can. Ding on the button here, pocket 4s. Gonna have to raise this one up. Don't want to be limping, especially in position. You have to raise as big because the SBR is going to be a little bit fucked when you got like 40k stacks with an $800 big blind. So maybe like 2k is enough. But again, 2k up to like 3k is going to be fine.
Go yourself a 400 or $500. Yeah, you're looking pretty good.
500.
That's too funny.
Right, hold on.
Ball here you can't see as pocket 10s in the small blind. He's got too many players after him to consider just calling, because the value of the 10s is going to be diminished by more players in the pot. So pretty clear 3-bet, plus you're playing against the button open. So pretty clear 3-bet here. Let's see what he does.
Oh, sorry. I have bad poker etiquette. I apologize.
Whoa, easy, Tiger.
I know. How do you guys keep getting all these hands, man?
Wants to make sure you remember him this time.
Exactly.
He 3-bets to 7,500, which is roughly 3x out of position. It depends on the stack sizes whether I like this or not. If we're dealing with 40k stacks, then it becomes more okay.
4s piled on by 10s.
Oh, it hurts.
DJ would have wanted to play that king-queen.
All right,
Antonio,
guess
same
I'm all
story
in.
with king
Oh,
10.
I guess I'm all in with pocket 4s. What?
What?
The guy has 3-bet you from the small blind with 2 players behind him. What? It's maybe a call, maybe a fold. Like, what do you mean you guess you're all in?
I don't have a card over a 5. We should call.
Okay, I call.
And then he goes, I don't have a card. What is this? This guy just lost his mind? This is what happens in live poker, everyone. This is why all these online guys just laugh at live poker players, because this is what happens. People just lose their heads, and it turns all right, cool.
Yeah.
I like this guy.
What kind of poker is this?
Twice?
Oh, I'm dead.
You're dead?
I'm dead.
Twice.
What
Hey,
just
you were lying.
happened?
God, I had 2 overs.
Let's go
Damn
twice.
Do they have this game every week?
We play together a lot, so the money just goes in a lot when we're together.
Yeah. How
Ball
much is
started the pot with 22,000 in chips. And
Watch, just run it
having
twice.
put 7,500 of it in there, Alex decides let's play for the rest.
It's the worst.
110 is in the muck. Belong to Antonio.
I just hope one side scoops. I don't really care which side.
I like the way he looks at that board of, and he just absolutely fucking missed all of it. Look the way he like nods, like, yeah, that's something there. Look at this board.
That is how that's exactly how
DJ said earlier, running it once is for poor people.
Running it twice.
Oh, running it twice.
But you just quoted the hell.
Screwing it up, sorry.
I said twice is for broke people.
You don't even want to run it twice if it's certain pots a certain size?
Sure, if it's over 100.
Okay, that's fair. Good.
I'm 100. I'm just one
That's
time.
not the number I
That's what we call a gift, and you get a lot of these in live poker, and poker's easy.
the number I would have put you on, like for the
What is
run it twice.
2 cards
That-
under a 5. You
well,
should call and you flip over a
that's
pair.
fine.
Wow.
Whatever you want.
That's so next level, Alex.
He's got to get the call.
Can he
It's
double?
Oh, there's the 4.
See?
It doesn't look like
I
it.
told you we were.
It's a chop.
At least I just can't die.
It's not quite a challenge.
Alex, did you prepay?
He's got 1 out.
I did.
He did try to prepay, yeah.
Wow.
Pardon me? Does it always work this slow?
Yeah. Yeah, they have to do the get the call in their ear.
Have a good night, Session.
Wow.
Chop it up.
It worked.
And he gets a little bit of a rake back, I guess, but, you know, this spot with pocket 4s, regardless of whether it's a chop pot or not, it's just, you're just burning money, and you ran good to chop the pot, but whatever. Enough said about this hand. But this is just what happens in live poker.
Oh, the scoop. Yeah, stop folding.
How do they even know what to do with your handicap? Like, honestly, like, I'm not giving you.
I think everyone knows what my handicap is that plays with me. I think it's very fair. Yeah.
I'm not even disagreeing with that, but like, in my course, I can't even bring a, like, for the member guest, I can't bring one that doesn't have like a.
From what I've seen so far of like Ding, Ball, and the Forbes, they're clearly not the greatest at poker. I'm assuming Ben Lam and Young both know they have an edge here. If that's the case, you just want to be encouraging straddles and playing bigger. So you want to play bigger when the game's better for you. And as you can see, Young seems to be insta-straddling every single time. And if the other straddle so be it. We'll just play bigger when I have an edge. And like when there's just regs at the table, no straddles. And when someone fishy sits down, straddle away. And that's kind of how, you know, we can increase our win rate when the game's been bigger. That's great. That's better for variance and everything. There's a younger straddle here.
Have like a certified blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we have to go through some. That's the new gamble at golf?
Yeah.
I think Queen Deuce suited is a good fold here in the small blind. Blind on blind, I'd probably open or complete. But with the straddle, we've got 2 people behind us. And like one of them could raise. And we're basically always raise folding with 2 people behind us. So I like fold here.
Yeah. Not super successfully, but I do enjoy it.
So Bemba, on the other hand, has a close spot between raise and call. Let's see what he chooses. I don't mind either one. Looks like he's raised. I think Young in position. If I can see the chips correctly, not the graphics, it looks like he's raised to 1500 here. I think Young in position with the dead money in the small blind has a clear call in position here.
And fast.
He's not a bad poker drinker either.
He's one of those drinkers that he's drinking all day, but he's fine. Then like on hole like 15 and a half, you just realize how drunk.
So pretty dicey flop here. Ben Lamb, despite the fact that we've hit this board quite heavily here with the nut flush draw, I don't hate check calling. And the reason I don't hate check calling is because ace high has a little bit of showdown. So if he wants to stab twice with, say, king queen, I'm just going to check call twice because I have my flush draw. So I'm always going to be able to call the turn here. And it's a nice hand to work into. Like imagine if you get to showdown ace 7 versus a king queen that bluffs off, and then he's going to bluff off diamonds too. So a pretty reasonable hand to have in your checking range here. But I imagine most people are going to oversee bet this.
Drunk he is.
This could be trouble.
You didn't notice.
All this is very fair.
Oh, he checks. Sick. I like that.
Ben flops the nut flush draw up against 8.
Young, however, I think is a pretty clear bet. The fact that he can call a raise because he has his draw is pretty good. Folding out a hand like 9 high, 10 high is also good. So pretty clear bet here. And he can deal barrel quite often, and it works out pretty well. Obviously a disaster in this spot, but pretty clear bet. I like the check from Ben. I wouldn't check raise though, I'd just check call. So check raise is okay too.
He just turns the corner and there he is.
Yeah. Dark passenger.
Oh no, I take that all back.
Take it all back.
Ben Lamb did bet. It looked like a check, but maybe I read the graphic wrong. And I would never raise here as Young. One of the biggest disasters you can have in poker is raising in a situation where your opponent can call with a hand that's a draw, but is still better than your hand. And this would be a prime example of that. If you raise here with 8 high flush draw, the guy is never folding an ace high flush draw. And eventually, if you give up your hand, you might just let him win with ace high. So imagine just putting all this money in with 8 high flush draw versus ace high flush draw. That's literally one of the worst situations you can be in. So you want to be super, super careful with your non-nut draws. And so I just call this.
Have I had any drinks before today? Or before this episode?
3 beers at dinner, or lunch, I mean.
So that's a little bink for Ben Lamb. But in theory world, the flush completing on the turn is better for the caller on the flop because Young's going to fold a lot on the flop. And when he does just call, he's condensed to like a bunch of draws and he's going to hit the flush more often. Like, yes, Ben's going to have flushes too, but he's going to have a wider range because he's going to be able to see a bit wider because he's got a stronger hand. So he's going to still have all his king queen offs. He's going to have like his pocket 10s, jack X, whereas Justin is going to have loads of flush draws. So in general, I'd like to see Ben check here, especially blocking the flush draw too. I wouldn't hate bet. I'd just be debating whether I want to check call or check raise. I'd probably decide that based on Justin's sizing, to be honest, but I'm doing a lot of checking here.
Uh-oh.
I had 2 9.5%ers before I came, so that's pretty accurate. Spot on.
Nice.
I stopped off the local PTs.
And now, given that's the case, Justin should be betting a lot here. And when you're going to be betting a lot, you'll check back some of your hands that don't want to get check raised, such as maybe like Queen 10 of clubs. You wouldn't want to get check raised off that one because you might check raise the bare ace of diamonds, for example, and you just realize your equity. But here, when we do bet, because we're betting a lot, probably going to go for like a 1/3 sizing, let Ben be in a really tough spot when he's drawing dead versus the times I have flushes, and then go for some overbets on the river. So I'd be interested to see what sizing he chooses here.
This is like right next to my house.
Got to kill the nerves when I'm playing with you guys.
I mean, Ben is here.
So he goes up to like 3,500, which is like a slightly higher than what I would choose, but I think reasonable, especially in a light game. You think people are going to call too wide on the turn. There's a tough spot here between check call and check raise.
You're a very intimidating man.
I don't think you should not check raise because it's going to give away your hand because you do want to still get all the money when you kill to someone. Interesting what I do here with the ace of diamonds because obviously if I'm checking the ace flush, I'm going to check my other flushes too. My other flush is going to need more protection, so I'm going to raise them a little bit more and then get called by the fact that Young can have the bare ace of diamonds. Young can't just have like ace jack with ace of diamonds here because I have it. So maybe this is the one to check call.
Got the Aria poker jacket or whatever.
And then check down the river.
Paid me in 3 hoodies. I can get you one too.
Got the hookup.
Lamb with the nuts, flat calls.
And we're never leading this river.
10 on the river and he checks again. Obviously, Justin is going to want to...
And now Young, in my opinion, should be overbetting this river and going super polarized to basically flush or nothing. He's not going to have Queen 10 as a bluff anymore. He's not going to have 10 8 as a bluff anymore, or 10 7. I would be betting like 15,000 to 20,000 here on the river. I imagine most live players don't do that, and they're probably going to bet more closer to like 11,000. But I expect a really chunky bet, and then Lamb goes all in, and then Young just has to decide whether Lamb's going to do that off turn up with the ace of diamonds on its own.
Obviously, Justin is
going to be a tough spot. I'd say versus most live regs, you're just going to fold, but then maybe versus Ben Lamb,
how much will he come with?
You might find it cool.
85. Music to Ben's ears. 8,500.
Yeah, so I hate this bet. I think that Ben's going to be what we call inelastic. So by that I mean the sizing that you choose here isn't going to make his decision change that much. So for example, he's just deciding when you bet this river, if you're polarized, whether he can beat you or not. If you bet 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, his decision whether he beats you or not doesn't change that much. The ranges are already kind of like decided by the river. So here, I'm just bombing it and I'm going overbet for sure. I'm praying that he hero calls me with like a shot with the ace of diamonds himself. But he may bluff that. I don't think he will if he's got showdown, but that's what I'm doing. And if I'm Ben Lamb here, I'm jamming. I'm never raising anything other than all in. And I'm basically saying, I either have the nut flush or I have the bare ace of diamonds. And that's literally how I think this hand should be played. And as Ben Lamb, I'm loving that he chooses small sizes because I'm more likely to bluff versus small size. If he goes bigger, I'm less likely to bluff ace of diamonds because I'm scared that he's more likely to not fold. But versus small sizing, I'm 100% going all in.
Oh, sorry. Are we staring each other down now?
Intimidating too.
Thank you. Here.
Why are you looking at me though? I was never looking at your ears, to be fair.
Oh, really? I didn't even know this was a read. People looking at other people's ears?
Might start switching.
That's some high level stuff.
You did it finally.
All right, so just like Justin's snap called there, I think you definitely should be thinking about this. Yeah, maybe you can just go, oh, it's Ben Lamb. He's going to be capable of bluffing here. The size of your flush is going to matter here, actually, because yes, I said he's polarized to having the bare ace diamonds or not flush, but he may jam the king high flush. So having the king high flush is good because if he occasionally jams a queen high flush, at least then we beat some of his value. Whereas here, does he jam a 9 high flush? No. Does he jam a king high flush? Maybe. So we're losing to more value if he's capable of going wide here. So I think we definitely need to think about this. I don't think this is a snap call by any means.
Is all in. Justin makes the call, and
that'll do her.
What is that?
Cooler.
That looks like the nut. Put her hand in on you.
Yeah, it is a cooler, but at the same time, most top pros are going to be thinking about should you really call off there. So let's not go in the habit of calling things coolers. I'm not saying we're going to get away. I'm saying that we should at least think about getting away. So a cooler is like 100% never getting away, but here's at least we're thinking about it. Honestly, there's definitely 70% of players I'm folding against, and Ben Lamb might get into that category. I don't know. From what I've seen of him, probably not. But it's a televised event. We're playing against some weak opponents from what I've seen so far. Is he just going to punt off here? Or is he just going to gamble here when he's just got so much easy money at the table? Probably all signs lead to no, to be honest. And don't forget, he could have check raised the ace of diamonds, bare ace of diamonds on the turn too. And he might not have jammed all in if he was bluffing. So honestly, it's definitely not a snap.
Looks like the nuts. Oh, God, flush. Oh, boy.
You got me covered, yeah?
Wait, I might actually need a seat change too. I didn't even see there was a flush on the board.
Yeah.